3D boxing here with the legendary Hall of Famer, one of the all-time great ones, Orlando Canizales. Welcome to San Antonio, a couple hours from your home. I hear you got a big honor today. What's going on? Oh, tomorrow.
Well,
What's going on?
Yeah,
tomorrow at the.
Supposedly, they invited me around. To put the ring, the belt for Women's Championship tomorrow night. So I'm really excited. In order to be able to do that.
Hall of Famer, legendary career. I spoke to Clarence Bones Adams, and I asked him, "Who's the best fighter you ever fought?" He looked at me and rolled his eyes and said, "Oh, Orlando Canizales. Nobody's better than that guy." What's it like being looked at as that kind of fighter? Years after your career's over, it's still that kind of respect and love in the boxing community for you.
Well, I mean, it's I never thought about anything like that. I just I just wanted to be the best at what I was doing, and wanted to, like I said, be a world champion for a long time, and I did what I had to do, and it just it comes with the territory.
So you're here for the Bam Rodriguez fight. Obviously, you're going to be honored at that fight. Have you got to watch much of Bam, and what's your thoughts on Bam Rodriguez? What makes him so good?
I've seen two of his title fights, and I've seen two of the title fights he fought, and he's a pretty good fighter. I mean, he's very slick. He has a very good ring IQ. So he's a very talented and very skillful fighter.
If you were to talk to Bam right now, this stage of his career, I think he's 23. What advice would you give him?
Well, just to to believe in himself and just to be dedicated and discipline. Discipline is very important. And there's a lot of things that a lot of what do you call it? Just to be focused and constant and focus on his career, and everything else is secondary.
And I want to ask you stayed at one weight for most of your prime, right? And so did Bernard Hopkins. There's guys like that, and there's guys that jump up and down all different weight classes. Which one do you think is a better strategy? You pick a weight and stick with it, or should you challenge yourself and jump up weight classes? What do you think is a better strategy?
Well, I mean, it's every individual. I mean, I stayed at one team for almost 6-7 years because I wanted to break the record. I mean, I think I could have won different titles at different weight classes, but I stayed there at 118 for 6-7 years. So I think I stayed for a long time. But like I said, it depends on every fighter. Every fighter, to each fighter, it's all right.
You look at now in a way in the 118-pound division now and say, I could beat those guys. I could have beat those guys in my day.
Well, I mean, the monster, the Japanese guy, he was a very tough guy. He's a very tough guy, and he was hard to beat. But I mean, every centuries or every decades, we get a great fighter in all the weight divisions. So, and boxing's a tough sport. You gotta, it might look easy, but it's not. Some people make it look easy. That's another thing. But you gotta really train hard for it.
If you were, still in your prime, and you were preparing to fight a monster in a way, how would you go into that fight? How would you fight in a way?
Well, I mean, I take it, because you never know. I mean, you can prepare yourself, and then he comes out fighting a different style. So, yeah, you just need to be prepared, with different strategies and different plans, and see whatever works. But like I said, it's really hard to say, well, I'm going to do this, do that. But because a lot of times, you study a fighter, and then it comes out that he comes out with a different style of fighting. So you just got to be prepared to any type of style.
Your name will always be linked with the gateway city, Laredo. You are, you go to Laredo, it's Orlando and Gabby Canizales town. You put it on the boxing map, and there's some really good fighters coming out of Laredo right now. Jorge Castaneda, we just saw Nick Molina on a PBC card. In the amateurs, there's Jennifer Lozano, who wins everything. What's going on in Laredo now that all of a sudden is putting out all these Josh Juarez, right? There's a ton of really good fighters coming out.
There's always been talent in Laredo, man. There's always been talent in boxers, but a lot of times they don't have the discipline and the dedication that to keep them going, and they for whatever reason they just quit. But like all these fighters right now, there's like I said, there's more gyms and there's more interest, and the city's growing. I think that's also part of it. The city's growing. We have more fighters that are interested in boxing, and we have a lot of talented fighters in the way.
I want to ask you, because I asked everyone else who the best fighter they faced is, and whoever faced you says you. But who's the best fighter you faced? Who's the best fighter you ever faced?
I mean, I guess it's hard to pinpoint a one fighter, because I mean I've had different fights. I think two of the toughest fights that I had is Junior Jones and Rafael Vasquez.
What if I told you I was at the Junior Jones fight?
What's that?
What if I told you I was at that Junior Jones fight when you fought Junior Jones at the Garden?
I fought Junior Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, I was at that fight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's him and Rafael Vasquez were two of my toughest fighters.
All right, and then your introduction into the Hall of Fame, being introduced in the Hall of Fame, live on forever, legacy of the greatest fighters. What was that honor like?
Oh, I mean, that's the ultimate recognition a fighter can get, and it was just I mean, it's hard to describe in words, and it was, like I said, I was just honored and just a great experience to be part of being inducted into the Hall of Fame with all the great ones out there.
You're in there. Is Bam Rodriguez, does he have the talent? Does he have the ability to one day be in that Hall of Fame?
I think he has. I mean, it's up to him. I mean, like I said, only he can do it. He can decide that. But I think he has the talent to, break records and make boxing history as well.
Looking forward to seeing you being out tomorrow night at the Bam Rodriguez fight. You got social media? Where can everyone find you?
What's that?
You got social media?
I don't know yet. I don't know. Probably.
All right.
Yeah.
God bless.
Thank
You're
you.
legendary. Greatest bantamweight of all time, Orlando Canizales, Orlando, Texas.
Thank you.